How to facilitate the LEGO Serious Play method online, new facilitation techniques for shared models and COVID-safe face-to-face. Wow, quite a book. It is available in Italian on Amazon from 9th of May, and I'm happy to introduce the author to you. Hello, Sean, how are you?
Hello, Daniela. I'm fantastic, thank you. Thank you for spending some time with me today. And yes, I wrote the book, but you translated it. So this is a moment to celebrate you and all of your hard work, bringing this wonderful book to the Italian-speaking audience. So well done you, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Sean, my pleasure. Let's say a few words about the LEGO Serious Play method. What is it, and when do various organizations or people need a facilitate process with LEGO Serious Play?
That's a really good question, and I always give a very simple answer to the question, what is LEGO Serious Play? I like to think of it as being nothing more than an enhanced communication technique. It's a bit like a post-it note. People use notes to write things in meetings. And when people build Lego models of the ideas in their head, they can activate 3 modes of communication. Auditory communication to talk about the model that they've built, kinesthetic communication to move the model and the body around, and visual communication to direct the listener, their eyes to look at the model. So when we build a model and tell the story of the model, we're using what I call enhanced communication. And it's a process best facilitated by an external facilitator. And that means that people can get higher levels of listening and engagement in their organizations. It's a wonderful method. It's not the right method for every occasion, but when it is the right method, it's fantastic and very powerful.
Really a great experience. In online facilitation, every participant brings his or her story and ideas to the meeting room with them. This is a challenge for LEGO Serious Play facilitators, and you find an amazing and simple way to enhance the value of LEGO Serious Play method by bringing it online. I remember my first session with your techniques and the emotions, the happiness and the desire to bring this value to people. I felt that my confidence was built by these 3 main elements: great techniques, such as magic hands and build along. Preparation is everything. I'm quoting your words, and the guiding principles. Let's say something about this. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I think you've summarized really beautifully some of the strengths of LEGO Serious Play Online. I think what's interesting is at the beginning of COVID, if you had asked me maybe in January last year, could you do LEGO Serious Play Online? I would have said no. It's a face-to-face process, but COVID comes along, and we have a saying in this country that necessity is the mother of invention. And so when we're faced with constraints, we made some experiments and played with what was possible, and we were really surprised at how well the method does work online. I think what's wonderful about the process online is it's playful and it's engaging. And when we're all sitting on Zoom calls, for hours on end, bringing the method to the online environment actually really helps improve the quality of online meetings. So those are a couple of additional thoughts about the method, specifically in its online context.
Okay. When we talk about innovation and new techniques or solutions, there is always a story behind everything. The human need to create something new to expose our mental models and expand our thinking horizon. So which is your story, Sean? I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, it's a really lovely question, actually. And I think you're right. There are sort of human stories behind when people invent things. And in our case, I think part of the story was almost a reaction against the voices who were saying this isn't possible online. So that's triggered me to sort of say, well, let's work out what is possible. And there's another really lovely little moment, I mention it in the book. A very dear friend of mine once said to me that masters of change use change to create change. So when COVID comes along, it creates massive global change. And my question was, how can I use that change to create and innovate further change within the Lego Serious Play method? So we sort of set out partly to work out how we could do it, and partly as a reaction to the voices who said you can't. And also really to enable people who knew how to do this face to face, to enable them to do business and carry on working, even though we're all online. So those are a couple of the stories behind the story, if you like.
Yes, lovely, lovely. You're so open and share in the book everything with all the details. I've learned a lot from it. I felt each word and the emotions behind graduate stories, you know. Reading the book is important, but practicing and learning the techniques by doing well, this is different. It is complex and challenging and stressful sometimes. What should a facilitator do if she or he wants to get online and really master these techniques?
I think you've already answered the question, Daniela, and in one word, it's practice. I thought I sometimes make an analogy to when you learn to drive a car. So the first driving lesson is nervous. There's a lot to think about. And you see people in their first driving lessons driving very slowly, and it's stressful. I think online Lego Serious Play for facilitators initially is a bit the same. But then if you practice, after 10 lessons, 10 sessions, you can do it without even thinking about it, a bit like you can drive a car without even thinking about it. So the key for this, and so many things in life, the key to mastery is practice.
Thank you, Sean. Happy to have the book in Italian and to bring this opportunity to the Italian organizations that want to innovate and to embrace complexity. And thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to you and to present the book to my colleagues. Thank you.
Well, Daniela, my final words would be thank you. It's an act of love, I think, to translate a book from one language to another. And you've done it incredibly quickly, incredibly professionally. And we are all incredibly grateful to you. So thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.